Kilometer crochet, day 48. Good morning. Today is going to be a good one. We start off the morning by heating up leftover soup for breakfast. We head into the lodge to use the washroom. We fill up our water bottles. We fill up our gas tank and our wallet cries. And then we say goodbye to the Starlink on top of this auto shop. You'll be missed. We head back on the highway because it's open now. I guess the rain yesterday helped with the wildfires. We drive for a while on these bumpy roads and look, planes can actually use the road to land here. So interesting. We drive some more and, oh, what's that? We make it into the Arctic Circle and the weather's really nice here. What is the Arctic Circle exactly? It's a region on Earth where during the summer solstice you get 24 hours of sun and on the winter solstice you get 24 hours of darkness. We take a couple of pictures and then we decide to sign our certificates here because it just makes sense. We had to retrace it inside the van though because our marker was pretty old and faint. After that we drove on. The landscape was pretty with the gentle green sloping mountains and Beanie's still cute. Sometimes she likes to come onto my lap but more often she ignores us. We pass a couple of people changing onto their spare tires, but so far we're okay. I mean, look at the road, it's quite rocky and dusty. Soon after, we pass by the border of the Yukon and the Northwest Territories. Whenever I think of the Northwest Territories, I'm reminded of a time in summer camp where one girl would always use the Northwest Territories as her key word in a game because it had to be one long word. But now that I think of it, Northwest Territories isn't even one word. Anyway, we feel really lucky to have been able to pass through so much of Canada, especially since it's such a big country. Slowly and surely, we are crawling our way to the Arctic Ocean. It seems like the roads here are more dusty, if that's even possible. Look at all of it being kicked up by these large trucks. It looks pretty cool, no lie. Our van is going to be a mess after this. We then make it to a ferry crossing. We wait a little bit and the river looks pretty rough out there, but it's actually a very smooth ride and we make it across safely. Soon after, we got to Fort McPherson and we head to the community center to pee. Also, they ask you to take off your shoes here, so of course we oblige. It makes sense. I imagine it gets muddy here. We then go to fill gas and I make us a tuna sandwich for lunch and we set back on the road. After a while of driving, we make it to the next ferry crossing. The river here is wider and splits into two, and also the ferry is slightly bigger. We see that the ferry makes a stop before coming to get us. And as we wait, we see this cool bird flying around and also there is cell service. So, Love Island for Rebecca. I have not been watching this season. Soon it's our turn to board at the ferry and we get across just as smoothly and safely as the other one. After more driving, the road becomes paved. It feels strange after driving on bumpy roads for 2 days straight. We stop by the campground right outside Inuvik and then we ask if we can use their shower and they said yes. We get cleaned up and then we head into town. We go get some groceries. Not much because the prices are up there. Then we dump our gray water and then go to a park to play with Beanie for a bit while I cook dinner. Today we're having something different. Oyakodon, a Japanese chicken and egg rice bowl. This is also one of our favorite dishes and it really hit the spot today. We then brushed our teeth at this other campsite and when we got back into the van, we filled gas and then decided to keep driving because we weren't sleepy. You can't tell, but it's actually 8 p.m. right now. The roads from Inuvik to Tuk were the roughest of the whole trip and it took us almost 3 hours to get there. But we made it! And look, the Arctic Ocean! So today we drove a total of 529 kilometers, so that would be 53 brown stitches and 47 white stitches to represent how many kilometers we drove today. See you next time on